Good morning. I think I just figured out how to do the 30-second because when I hit live, it said set intro. And I think I was supposed to. I've been trying to get the 30-second thing on there, but I did get the look. There's no more blur. Oh, wait, my hand does look blur. Is my hand blur or is it my glasses? Anyway, I've been trying to fix my settings on my StreamYard. Good morning. How are y'all? Chris and I, uh, about I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes before I go live, Chris and I sit here and chit chat. And we were just talking about when we become like retired, like senior citizens, and like I'm not able to do the farm anymore. Like, what am I going to do? And Chris was talking about like, what are we going to do to stay active? Like, what do we need to do not to sit it out? When I'm not able to go out there and feed animals anymore, what am I going to do to keep myself active? And I said, I was scrolling and I can't, wait a minute. Now I forgot his name. He's friends with Jason and Brooke, the Texas garden guy. I came across his page and it's the crazy. He lives in the city. It looks like to me. I don't know him and I've never watched his content, but I've met him in person though. But he has this huge greenhouse. It's like a bubble and it has like a pond in his greenhouse. And I thought, when I become a senior citizen and no longer can do farming, I'm getting a greenhouse and it's going to be my little wonderland. I'm going to have cactuses in there and I'm going to have beautiful plants in there. But I want a huge greenhouse. I don't want this little greenhouse. I want it to be like just like this wonderland, this greenhouse wonderland. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do when I get older. And Chris was telling me that his mom is 89 years old and drives herself to play it's not bingo, it's some other game. She literally is 89 years old and drives herself to play games with friends. I'm like, that's what I want to be. I want to be that. And the reason we were talking about this, I'm not drinking my vodka today. I'm drinking my cocktail. It's it helps me. It helps me chill. It's cherry lime. Anyway, this is my favorite drink now. I'm taking my glasses off, so I'm becoming blind. But we were talking about Larry and how for the past year and a half, all he's done is lay in the bed. He's a walking person, but he chooses to lay in the bed all day long. And so, which led him to the nursing home. And every single time, you hear me? Every single time I go visit, it is Debbie Downer. There's nothing good going on in his life, ever. And it pulls me down. And so, to make a long story short, for the past 9 years, I've done everything. None of Larry's family, none of my family have helped me with Larry. It's been Shane and I. And when the same person does it for 9 years, it gets to where you're just slap worn out. And the past year and a half, it was, if you don't know who Larry is, he's my stepdad that lived with me for 9 years. And it got to the point where it was me taking his breakfast, me taking his lunch, me taking his dinner, me taking his medicine, me doing everything. And it got to where it was wearing me out. And Larry can walk to the kitchen and make a sandwich. Larry can walk to the kitchen and make breakfast. Larry is a walking person, but Larry chose to not leave his room. And a lot of people go, oh, Judy, he has dementia. No. I've lived with him. He does not have dementia. So this 2 weeks ago, it was, I had to prepare, I have to like make myself go to the nursing home. And I know that's terrible, but I have to literally make myself go to the nursing home because because what happens is every time I go, he lays in the bed and it's Debbie Downer. It's like, I'm like, did you go to any activities? Mm-mm. Have you met any friends? Mm-mm. What have you been doing? Laying in the bed? And he watches TV with no sound. And so I have to force myself to go in there and sit because it is awful. It is awful. Like there's so many activities, and that nursing home is so nice. I told you guys there is a dog that lives on his floor that he could go play with every single day, but he chooses to sit in the bed, even though he's a walking person. So I had a complete breakdown on my family. Complete breakdown. And when I tell you, I ripped him a new one and I said, listen to me and listen to me now. I am not handling this well. And I need you to go visit Larry to give me a break. For the past 9 years, I have done it all by myself. And I need you to give me a break. Someone needs to go check on Larry every single week. And I need you to go visit him because you've never visited him. And so my brother apologized to me and said, I'm sorry that I haven't been involved in Larry's life and I'm wrong. And so this past week, I think it was 2 days ago, my brother said, I'm going to visit Larry. I said, okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me a break. So he went to visit Larry and he called me on the phone and he goes, Judy, do you know what Larry said to me? And I said, what? He goes, he told me how awesome the nursing home is. And all he has to do is hit a button and they bring him coffee or they bring him orange juice and ice cream every night. And all he has to do is hit the button and the nurses bring him whatever he wants. And he's loving it. When I go, it's not like that. It's when I go, it's, well, I miss my bed and I miss my room and I miss this and da, 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 da. It's like Debbie Downer. And when my brother goes, I love the nursing home. The nurses are so nice. The food is good. All I have to do is hit a button. They bring everything to me. They're so nice. And I'm like, why does he do that to me? And why doesn't he do it to other people? Why does he like, my brother goes and actually has an enjoyable visit. And he doesn't do that with me. And I thought, well, it sounds like I'm the one that doesn't need to go to the nursing home that other people need to go visit. Because let me tell you what is so awesome. Are y'all ready for this? The group home and the leaders go visit Larry. And they take him popcorn or Sprite or whatever. They go visit him to help me out. And that means a lot to me. You know, that's the relationship that I have with that group home. Incredible. Okay. With that being said, today I'm want to talk about taking things personal. Like, for example, Larry. I take it personal when he treats me that way because Larry manipulates me. Larry doesn't treat me the same way that he treats Shane. the way he treats my brother, he treats me totally different. And when I leave there, I cry. I walk away in a bad mood. I walk away sad. I feel guilty. It's like really, really bad. But let's talk about something other than Larry. When Shane and I dated for 2 years before we got married. Keep in mind, my track history of marriage is not very good, okay? Shane was my 4th husband. My track record is a train wreck, okay? A total train wreck. Shane had been married one time, and he got married. I'll just be completely honest. He got the girl pregnant before they got married, and I think he was 19. And back then, you know, if that happened, if you got someone pregnant, like, you got married, whether you loved them or not, like, you got married. You know, mama said you're getting married. You know, it's kind of how it was back when we were young. Today, it's not like that. Today, people have babies all day long and not get married. It's life is totally different versus when I was young versus what's happening today. But back in the day, if you got someone pregnant, mama and daddy were saying you're getting married, you know? So Shane got married. Now, I don't know how long they dated or anything like that, but I don't think it was very long when she got pregnant. So next thing you know, Shane's 19 years old and has a baby. And Shane made a lot of bad decisions in that relationship. A lot of bad decisions. And it led him to have a terrible divorce. Because for a man, I've been on both sides of a divorce. Like, I've been the girl that got a divorce, and then I've seen Shane, the man, and Robbie, my last husband. I was married to him for 15 years, and I saw what it's like to be a weekend dad and have to send child support and have to pay for half of the medical bills and things like that. And like the stress of it, I've seen all she does is hit me up for money. You know, I've been on the guy's side and I've been on the girl's side. And so, divorce is bad on both sides. It's terrible, especially for the children. And when Shane and I first got married, he had been single for 19 years. Now, that don't mean that he didn't live with somebody, because Shane lived with, I mean, he had girlfriends that he dated forever, but he wasn't getting married. He wasn't going down that rabbit hole again. Like, he ain't doing that. He'd been there, done that, and he ain't doing it again. He's not getting married. Well, the relationships between him and the people that the girls that he was in a long-term relationship with, they didn't work out, right? And him and I start dating. And I guess I was a little old school. Like, when I started dating Shane, Vanson and I lived in an apartment, and Vanson was still in high school. And so when Vanson graduated and was going to go off to college, Shane just made the assumption kind of that we were going to live together. And I'm like, I ain't living with you. I am not living with anybody that if I'm not married. Like, I'm not doing that. because I knew that was a dead end. But you would think that I'd have just done that because I've been married 3 times and it wasn't successful. You think I would have just moved in with him and not had a marriage, right? Like I've not made the best decisions in my life. But I told him, I was like, I'm not moving in with you, period. I'm not doing it. And after some time, we got married. Well, you would think that I would be a rock star at like interviewing before I got married. Like, dude, I'm not like, what are we doing about money? What are we doing about this? What are we doing about that? How do you celebrate Christmas? Like, you would think I would have like gave him the strict interview to know like how we were going to live our lives as a married couple. Now I'm stupid. I'm as dumb as they come. Do not follow me for relationship advice, okay? So we get married, and I don't know, shortly afterwards, when you get married, you go change your name and go get a new driver's license and new social security card, and you put each other, usually on your checking account, and you change your beneficiaries to your husband and all this stuff. Kind of how when you get married, you do all the hard work, right? Well, when we first got married, I began, to say, hey, we need to go get my driver's license changed and my name changed and all that legally. And Shane, how do I put this? Me and him did not see eye to eye. I'm not going to go into details when it came to like money, like getting on each other's account, or, we didn't see eye to eye. And I didn't see this coming. Okay. I did not see this coming at all. And so I was offended. And he was like, oh, we're not getting on each other's account. Oh, okay. Okay. And I walked away feeling as if he thought I wasn't good with money, or he thought I was going to steal something for him, or he thought that, like, I felt as though I had done something wrong. And when he left to go to work or whatever, I was bawling my eyes out, going, this guy, like, what? No, Judy, we hadn't been married long enough for me to put you as beneficiary, and I was like, what the? I almost left him. I was like, I don't even give 2 craps if I've been divorced 4 times at this point. Like, I am not doing this. In the beginning of our marriage, was absolutely miserable. I felt as though we weren't as one. That's how I felt. Like I grew up, I call her Mother Mary, with a grandmother that taught me that it's God, your spouse, your children, your work, and friends. And I was very, very miserable. And I thought, God, Judy, you have made another mistake. You're about as dumb as they come, Judy. And, I go to counseling. So I went to counseling and I said, this guy is straight up a weirdo. He got married to me and I haven't passed the test yet. I was like, if I knew that I had to pass the test, I would have passed the test before I got married to him. Like, I am miserable. Like, I don't understand. And I had to go to counseling and talk to her about it because I was just like, oh my God, I'm about to run like Forrest Gump. It was as if he made me feel, I say this now, y'all got to hear the whole story. If you're just listening to the beginning of this story, you're going to think that I'm talking bad. So if you don't have time to listen to this whole story, stop now because there's a story behind this, okay? I'm going somewhere with this story. I'm not the channel that you can listen to the first part and go, man, she's bashing her husband. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You need to listen to the whole story. So I am bawling my eyes out to my counselor, going, I have screwed up again. Do I leave? What do I do? I ain't going through this bull crap again. Now let's go back to our previous husband. My previous husband, we were married for 15 years. And he was the type of guy that wouldn't let me cook, didn't want me to clean the house. And a lot of you would go, Judy, that sounds like you had the perfect life because he did everything. He did all the cleaning, he did all the cooking, he did everything. Everything. And I felt as though I couldn't do anything right. I couldn't mop the floors. I couldn't cook. I couldn't put the dishes in the dishwasher. I couldn't put the groceries in the cabinet. I couldn't wash the clothes. Like, I couldn't fold the clothes. I, and I felt as though when he was doing that, I couldn't do anything right. like, dude, I've cleaned house my whole life. I'm a woman, but when it came to that marriage, I wasn't good enough. I couldn't I couldn't do anything right. And he was the type of man, like, if you went into our closets and saw what our closets looked like, you would have died. Our closets were not like a folded towel, probably like the way you fold towels, you put it together, you fold it, and you lay it flat. Mm-mm. All of our towels in our cabinets, they were rolled like he would lay them flat and then he would roll them, and they were in a roll like this, set perfectly in the closet. It almost looked as though you were at a hotel. Everything in my house was literally perfect. Everything was stacked. And there was like you can't even imagine how clean my house was. There wasn't a bit of dust in my house. When people would walk in my house, they were like, because when you walk in someone's house, you're like, God, man, girl, you clean the house good, because they think it's the woman. And it wasn't me. Everything in my house was literally perfect, from the cabinets to the closets to, like, when we made the beds, the sheets, everything was hand pressed. When the clothes came out of the dryer, everything was hand pressed. Like, he would lay the shirts on the bed and he would hand press them, almost like they were ironed. They were perfect and they had to lay there for a minute to stay straight. In my closets, the hangers were this far apart perfectly, by color, by short sleeve, long, and they were this far apart in the closet. Everything in my house was perfect. What did that do to me? Well, at first it's fantastic because I was like, man, my house is clean. Like, at first it was great. But then when I would take the initiative to, like, let's say that we brought groceries home and I wanted to put up the groceries. I didn't do it right. The groceries had to be put up a certain way. Like, for example, like an oatmeal box. If you had oatmeal, he would not leave the top to the oatmeal box. He would slowly rip it where the top of the box was open. So all you did is grab the oatmeal. You didn't, you know how the oatmeal, you fold it back and it, tops were not on the oatmeal. We had, like, I can't even begin to explain everything. Okay. It was like crazy land. If I went to put the groceries up, I didn't do it right. He redid it. He would let me put them up. But then when I went to bed, he would take all the groceries out of the cabinet and redo them because they were in alphabetical order. All the cans had to be turned around perfect. It was a lot. And then in the morning when I would wake up and walk in there to, like, let's say, get oatmeal, I'd be like, well, he just redid the whole entire cabinet. And I would go to counseling because I've been to counseling for a long time. And I would say, I can't do anything right. Like, everything I do is wrong. Like, every single thing, like, I literally cannot do nothing. As a matter, and I've said this before, but, like, I was the kid that had to ride the bus or had to walk to school. I didn't ride the bus. I had to walk to school every day. And I wanted to be the mother that took my kids to school. I did not want to be the mother that put the kids on the bus. Okay? It was important for me to take my kids to school. Well, during the winter, you go out there and warm the car up to defrost the windshield, right? He would get livid when I did that because I was wasting gas. And I was like, well, how do you expect me, like, during the dead winter when there's ice all over my car, what do you want me to do? I literally could not do anything right. And you know what he wanted me to do? Now, keep in mind, my car wasn't parked in the garage because his cars were parked in the garage. My car was outside, so I had to warm my car up to defrost the windows. He wanted me to put a sheet over my car so that frost did not get on my car and I did not have to crank my car and leave it running in the morning because I was wasting gas. That was wasting gas. He did not want me to drive the kids to school because that was extra money and extra gas that we were spending. There's no sense in you taking your kids to school when the kids can walk up to the bus stop and get on the bus. Nothing I did was right. Nothing. And for the longest time, I would go to counseling and just cry and go, I can't do what he does. I can't like fold clothes like that. I try, but like he don't I can't do it good enough. And I would cry and she'd go, "Okay, well, Judy, you have to stand up for yourself." But I don't do it good. I'm wasting gas running the car in the morning. And if I waste gas, then he takes gas money off my budget. Keep in mind, I was the breadwinner, okay? I was the breadwinner. But all our money went into the same pot. And if he said that you only get X amount of dollars for gas, I can remember there were times when I couldn't go to the gym to work out because I couldn't use gas because I was on a budget for gas. And if I went over my budget, then I couldn't take my kids to school. So I had to make a choice of, do I go to the gym or do I take my kids to school, because I only get so much gas a week. And I was like, okay, well, I want to take my kids to school, so I guess I won't go to the gym this week. I lived in that for 15 years. When going to counseling and you're in this situation, you're trying to fix your marriage, right? Because you don't want to be divorced again. You're like, I just want to fix my marriage. Tell me what to do. What do I do? You tell me what to do to fix me, because I'm terrible. I'm terrible at, because he had me convinced I was terrible at money. And I would sit there and tell the doctor, I'm just not good at budgeting. I'm not good at going to the grocery store and spending money. I don't know how to manage my money. Like, I would sit there and go, I need help managing money. Teach me how. And she was like, what do you do? It was like crazy. But I was convinced that I did everything wrong. And if you've never lived with someone that has OCD, because he has severe OCD that was not medicated. But I was the one with the problem. It was all me. If you've not lived with someone that has OCD, you probably don't understand what I'm talking about. It is difficult. And you always feel like, because if you go do something, they go behind you and do it again. And you sit there going, well, I guess I didn't do that good enough. It's a very sad disease. When it came to Shane, in the beginning of our marriage, there was a lot I did not understand. And I felt like I was repeating the same behavior because I was going to counseling going, I don't know what I've done wrong. Maybe it's I'm not good at managing money. Maybe I'm not good. I don't know. I mean, my credit score's great. I mean, my credit score's in the 800s. Like, I have money in the bank. It's not like I'm bankrupt. Like, I don't know what I've done. I'm not in debt. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And a lot of times we sit there and we go to counseling, or we try to figure out what we're doing wrong. Even with Larry. Why does Larry treat me terrible? Why can my brother that has not visited him in 9 years, why can my brother walk in there and have a wonderful visit with Larry, but I can't? And then I go to counseling going, I'm going crazy. I'm the one out here trying to figure out how, doing all the paperwork for Medicaid. I'm the one that's trying to get him approved. I'm the one that's trying to pay all his bills off. I'm the one that's trying to figure out how to, like, I'm dealing with hospice. I'm dealing with the nursing home. They're calling me, like, it's me doing everything, but he treats me terrible, and he treats my brother fantastic, and my brother hasn't visited him in 9 years. And I'm going to counseling going, what am I doing wrong? What? Like, what the heck? I'm the one that's never left his side. He lived with me for 9 years. For the past year, I have been bringing him food in the bedroom 3 times a day, cooking meals for him. Why do I have to go to counseling for this? It's a lot. When I would go to my counselor for all 3 of these things, going, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Like, I really didn't want to get a divorce from Robbie, the guy that I was married to for 15 years. I really didn't want to get a divorce. But I was so sick because of him. Like, his illness triggered my illness. Because his OCD caused me depression. Because I couldn't do anything right. And it beat me up mentally. And I was going to counseling trying to figure out how to not be depressed. And no matter how many times I went to counseling, I couldn't get better because I kept going home to it. I was like, I can't wash the clothes. I can't I can't go to the grocery store right. I get in trouble for taking the kids to school. I can't go exercise because it costs gas. I can't can't put the groceries up. I can't even put the dishes in the dishwasher because he has to wash the dishes before he puts them in the dishwasher, and it has to go in the dishwasher a certain way. And I can remember trying so hard to do it right. I can remember, like, when it was time for me to, like, I wanted to do the dishes, and I would sit there and he would stare at me. And I remember going, oh my God, I got to do this perfect. I got to do it just like him. Okay. This is what because I would watch him, how he did it, trying to figure out how to do it like him so that I did it right. It was like, and no matter what I did, he was going to go behind me and redo it. How do you stay happy when you're surrounded by things that make you feel bad about yourself? Throughout these situations, me feeling like I do everything wrong or I'm not good enough, it's like a lot of times those people like Robbie with the OCD, he would say, well, you don't do it right. Or Shane, like Shane has uh that mouth of his. I tell him all the time, that mouth, it's that mouth right there. That mouth gets you in trouble. Shane, I told him this weekend. No, I told him yesterday. My husband is a flippin' machine. He is the hardest worker I have ever seen in my entire life. Shane has worked 2 jobs the entire time I've been with him and runs a business. This weekend, he worked this big job, and he's off on Fridays with his primary job. Well, he went in Friday, not to his first job, to his second job, welding, and he started this job, and he did not get home till late Friday night. Saturday, he gets up, leaves the house at 5 o'clock in the morning to go finish the job, and doesn't get home till like 6 o'clock at night, Saturday night. Sunday, he gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning and got home at 1:40 in the morning from doing this job. Got home at 1:40, took a shower because he had to go to his first job, and he has to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So he didn't get in the bed till like 1:45, had to turn around and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to leave and go to his first job. When people come to our house, as a matter of fact, this man recently came to my house to buy chicken. Every single man that walks on our property does this. What's your husband do? That's what they do. Because Shane has a lot of equipment. And I'm sitting here going, everything that you see on Sneed's Farmhouse, nothing has been handed to us. Nothing. Shane works 2 jobs, and I work my butt off every single day. Not one thing has been handed to us. We didn't inherit anything. Shane and I together have worked to get where we are today. Hard. So when we first got married, and I was going to counseling, figuring out what I had done wrong. I went to counseling for 5 years or longer to figure out what I was doing wrong with Robbie. Like, what am I doing wrong? How do I fix this marriage? I don't want to get a divorce. How do I fix it? I need to put the dishes in the dishwasher better. I need to learn how to fold the clothes better. Like, tell me what to do. Like, I need to fix this. With Shane, when we first got married. Okay, tell me what to do. This is what he's doing. I don't know how to fix it. Just tell me how to fix it. A lot of times, it's easy to point the blame to the other person. You don't do the dishes right. You don't know how to put up the groceries, Judy. You don't do it right. You don't put the oatmeal to the left and it's not in alphabetical order. Judy, you don't do this right. I'm not getting married to you and then you take everything from me. I've done that stuff before. Ain't no other girl gonna do that to me. And I'm like, what have I done? Just tell me what to do to fix it. Because even like, for example, I tell you, Shane's got that mouth. I tell him all the time, that mouth's gonna get you in trouble. Because Shane has a temper, but it's the weirdest thing because like Shane is never I have in the 11 years that I have been married to Shane or been with Shane, I've never seen him not one time in a bad mood. Like where I wake up and I'm just pissy. Somebody's pissed in my cornflakes. I'm in a bad mood. I have literally never, ever seen Shane in a bad mood. Ever. I've never seen Shane complain about working long hours. He doesn't say, oh my God, I am so tired. I got home at 1:40 this morning and I have been welding for 18 hours today. And because he came home and it looks like he's sunburned. Because he's been in a freezing cooler welding. Never complains. Never. Never. But he has this, I don't know what you call it. It's like anger that'll explode and it literally lasts like less than 5 minutes. And he says the most god awful things in that moment. And then he's over it. And when we first got married and he was like that, he would go, I'd say, your mouth is awful. It is absolutely, you make me that way. It's because you don't listen. You don't listen to a word I say. And I would run to counseling going, could you help me be a better listener? Like I'm trying to understand what he's telling me to do, but like I'm not understanding, like it's not comprehending in this head of mine. I don't know what tool he's telling me to go get. My dad didn't tell me what tools they were. I don't know how to do it. And he goes, this is you. I explode because of you. You do this, Robbie. I have to redo things because you don't do them right. Larry. Same thing. You is you. And I run to counseling going, tell me what to do. I'm terrible. I don't listen. I'm just, I don't know if I'm ADHD, but I'm not listening. I'm not like, please just help me be a better listener. I don't want him to explode. Just tell me what to do. I'm terrible with money. When Robbie left me, that's what he told me. He told me he left me because I'm terrible with money. Well, Judy, are you? He says I am. Okay, well, how much do you have in your savings account? And I would tell her, how much money do you make? And I would tell her, how much money does he make? And I would tell her, and she goes, I'm not understanding. Judy, I'm not quite understanding because you make 3 times as much money as him. And you're telling me you're bad with me. I am. He says I'm terrible and he's left me and I don't know what to do. He's left me. I'm terrible with money. We got to fix this problem. We got to fix it because he said I was terrible. And then I get married to Shane and then, he don't want. Now I'm like, oh my God, I'm terrible. I don't know what I've done wrong. Just tell me that. Just tell me what to do to fix it. Larry treats me awful. He cries and he's telling me all these bad things. Just tell me what to do. I don't know how to fix this. You ever felt that way? Is it always you? Is it always you with the problem? And you're like, I just got to fix it. They tell me it's me. I just got to fix it. I cause Shane to explode because I don't listen. When people, when other people say that to you, what tool do you pull out of your pocket to deal with that? Because I will tell you, when Shane says that he explodes because I don't listen, I've been with him for 11 years. It took me a long time to realize that I have nothing to do with that. That was there way before Judy even entered the picture. I can assure you that that has nothing to do with me. Robbie, the fact that I couldn't do anything right had nothing to do with me doing anything wrong. The fact that he left me and told me the reason he was leaving me is because I was bad with money, that was his excuse because he was having an affair on me. And he turned it and made it all about me. In the beginning of my marriage, when all that happened and I was ready to leave, I realized that none of that had anything to do with me. Because I'm here to tell you right now, I am faithful. I'm a hard worker and I stand by my man. It has nothing to do with me. And it's taken me a long, long, long time to realize and to separate myself from other people when they have something that's on them, because they're quick to say it's you. Because OCD was there long before Judy entered the picture. The anger thing was there long before Judy entered the picture. The whole money thing was there long before Judy entered the picture. But who has to suffer the consequences of their PTSD that they've never dealt with? The wife or the husband. And it's easy to blame the other person. You know, I was talking to a young girl that's in a relationship, and she was like, but he doesn't, when he comes home from work, he pays me no attention. And when he comes home from work, he just acts like he just doesn't care. And when he comes home, he just doesn't show the kids any attention. He's all about just going into the shop. And I'm like, girl, you need to get in line. That's a marriage. You're in fantasy land. If you think this guy's coming home with a cape and is going to be so excited to see you when he gets home from a long day at work and is going to give the kids all their attention and all, like, you're living in a fairy tale. All marriages are the same. How there is one thing in my marriage that I have to go to counseling for all the time. It has me so janked up. Every time I get on the phone with my counselor, it's like a broken record. I need to talk about this. I can't handle it. I cannot. I cannot. And I've realized that this is never going to be fixed. Something that hurts me terribly will never be fixed. And the word acceptance has to come out of my pocket. That is one of the tools. I have to accept that this is never going to be how my marriage is. And for the first, I don't know, I'm going to say 5 years, I was going in circles trying to fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. And I had to come to the assumption that going, this is the way it is. I can't fix him. I can't fix his mind no matter, and this has nothing to do with me. It has literally, it has absolutely nothing to do with me. Because there is not, when I tell you I am close to perfect in a marriage with Shane, I'm a dream wife. I work hard. I cook, I clean, I do everything. He goes hunting. I don't get mad. He goes weeks at a time. I stay home. I don't get mad. I have learned to accept the things that Shane enjoys. I don't get to go anywhere. He does. And there's a wife at home taking care of everything while he goes and enjoys himself. But I'm the wife that has a husband that will work 2 jobs to provide for us, that is never in a bad mood and never complains. And I had to learn that I have to come to acceptance because, yes, he will say in a heartbeat when he pops off at that mouth, it's because of me. Dude, I hate to break it to you, but that I remember you telling me that you got kicked out of high school for fighting. That mouth was there long before Judy even was thought of. And I had to learn I can't fix that mouth of his. And when he pops off, I know it's only going to last a second. And it's almost like because used to, I would take it personal. Girl, when he would pop off, I would be mad for weeks. And he don't even remember what he said. Why are you mad? Do you not remember what you said to me? When? Last week? You're still holding on to something that happened last week? Yes, sir, I am, because your mouth was awful. Yeah, I'm still mad about it. I would hold on to it and stew on it until I came to acceptance and had to learn that his anger and the words that come out of his mouth have absolutely nothing to do with me. It's on him. Does that mean that I'm perfect all the time and I'm able to not let it bother me? No, there's times when it really gets to me. And the part that I told you that I would never fix, it still hurts me terribly. But realizing that it has nothing to do with me, it's him. But he tells me it's me. It's not me. Sometimes when you're a person that works on your mental health, and you're dealing with someone that has never been to counseling, that has never dealt with their demons, that's never dealt with their PTSD, it's hard because we are here together every Monday and Wednesday to exercise dancing, meaning being the best versions of ourselves. And we realize that we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. And sometimes you feel worn out because you're like, I'm the one going to counseling. I'm the one trying to figure out how to keep this marriage afloat because he or she is a train wreck. And you're, because I always tell Shane, I'm like, you're fixing to start paying for my copays because I'm fixing to have to up counseling to 2 days a week to deal with your butt. And you're about to start stroking me a check for these daggum counseling copays to deal with you because you are awful. That mouth is awful. That's what I tell him. Okay. Learning this did not come easy. Learning that what I was getting blamed for had nothing to do with me. It's taken a minute for me to get there. But now, like if he has an explosion, which usually happens every day, it's every day. He has an explosion every day, but it only lasts, like I said, it literally lasts like 2 minutes. He explodes and then he's like, it's like he has an outer body experience. It's like he explodes and then he has no idea what he said. And then if you repeat to him what he said, I didn't say that. Dude, I'm about to start getting this phone hit and record. He doesn't even remember saying it. But it's my fault because I don't listen. It almost sounds like mental abuse. But I've learned that when someone has a behavior that they've had their whole life, it's hard for them to change the behavior. And they're not going to change the behavior unless they go get therapy. If you're a man and you're watching this, I don't mean this disrespectful, but men have a hard time going to counseling. Women do not, but men do. My husband is not going to counseling. Okay, he's not. He's not because he don't have a problem. It's me. But that's okay. I have a happy marriage, even though I deal with this. I have a very happy marriage, but there are times when I feel sad. That's normal, right? It's normal. But overall, I couldn't ask for a better relationship. let's summarize this. If you are in a marriage and you're absolutely miserable, I suggest running after your own recovery. And you're like, hey, Judy, I don't need recovery. Yeah, you do. Everybody does. How do you be happy in a world of chaos, in a world of uncertainty, in a world of lies and deceiving and blaming? How do you be happy? It's a daily walk. I have to practice it because I could easily get sideways when the anger hits and he says something awful and I take it personal and I'm mad at him for a month. And he has no idea that a month later I'm still pissed off about what he said because he doesn't remember what he said. I have to take a daily walk. There's days I do really, really good at. I'm really good at it and strong at it. Then there's days that I'm like, just calls for counseling. You got an appointment today? Because today's bad. Today I'm really, really mad at him. It's not a race. It's a walk. Every day is not going to be perfect. But the more you practice using your tools, the more you're not going to sit it out. Run after your own recovery. You cannot fix your significant other or your children or your mother or your father. You can't. The only person that you can fix is yourself. For me, running after recovery is seeking a professional. I go every single week. I told you, I've had the same counselor for 16 years. Seek a professional to help you get through the hard things about life that has got you bogged down, because that's making you sit it out. Dancing is learning that the things that you deal with in your marriage that maybe you get blamed for, or maybe you feel like it's your fault, probably has absolutely zero dealing with you. It's past trauma, past behavior. It has nothing to do with you, but you might get blamed for it. And being strong enough to go, okay, it's me. I caused this terrible, I'm just a train wreck. I just caused this terrible outburst of anger. God love me. I really need to go get help for that because I am just a total train wreck. You have to learn to just kind of giggle in your head and go, okay, it's me. You keep thinking what you want to. Keep on keeping on. Because, honey, that was there way before me. Don't let him or her beat you up. It's past trauma. And if you really take the time to go back into their life and ask them, what was it like when you were married before? What was it when you were in high school? What were you like? Oh, I was the one that got kicked out of school for fighting. Buddy, I remember getting kicked off the bus for fighting. I got in this fight and punched this guy in the nose, and you're like, oh, okay. Ah, mm. So you used to get in a lot of fights, but this is all me. I'm causing this outburst of anger. Okay, buddy. keep on, keep it on. Blame it on me. And when you start learning where it came from and you quit blaming yourself, it almost becomes comical. It does. Because you're like, I'll call bullshit on that one. Excuse my French. But you'll start doing that. Okay. Mm-hmm. All me, but remember that time you were in school and you got kicked off the bus? It ain't normal to get in fights like that and get kicked out of high school, just to let you know, and go to alternative school for getting in fights. Dude, this is way back before me. I wasn't even thought about back when you were in high school, but it's me. Okay, guys. You have a choice. You have a choice. Sitting it out is not using your tools to help you get through life. If you do not put tools in your pocket to get you through life, you're going to start thinking it's your fault. And you're going to get in a real dark place. Dancing is running after your own recovery, not trying to fix them, but fix the way you deal with them, because you can't change that. It's always going to be my fault. It's always going to be my fault. There's things that I'm going to have to deal with the rest of my life that I literally hate. I have to learn after running after my own recovery, and running after my own recovery is fixing me and the way I deal with them. I will see y'all on Monday. Bye, y'all. Oh, I got to tell you something real quick. Wait till you see my Thursday video. I had a knock at my door, and when I opened the door and saw him, I about fell out. I'll see y'all later. Be looking for my video tomorrow. Bye.